All right, so here is the situation. A child is given a flame and told that this fire can help save his whole village. So the child takes off, about to save as many people as he can. The first person he finds is shivering cold at night and doesn't know what to do about it. The kid comes up behind him, puts the fire on his butt, and this man is no longer cold. He might be something else, but he is definitely not cold. The second man is in the dark looking for his house and he can't find it. The kid says, "No problem, hang tight." And a little bit later, the man sees a light and it is his house on fire. The kid walks back and says, "Hey, problem solved. I got you." Third man is about to eat a meal, but it's cold and he's outside with it. And the kid comes running over the hill, ready to help. But this time, the guy, seeing how much destruction has already been caused by this kid, throws a rock at him and says, "Get out of here. We don't want anything to do with you or that flame." And so the whole village kicks the kid out. The kid is sad and he has to leave the village. So the question is, do you think the villagers rejected the flame or did they reject the use of the flame and why? Intro. Welcome to another episode of Wisdom Shorts Podcast, your go to spot for down to earth, deep thinking, and philosophy made approachable. I am your host, Jet. This is my older brother, Jejuan, and today we are hopping into the story from my book, Wisdom Shorts. This one is called Fire and Folly. So, hopping straight into it, what are your first thoughts on what's going on? Actually, not even what's going on in the situation. What do you think the villagers are really mad at? Do you think they hate fire, or do you think they hate the use that the fire was
Oh,
had?
they definitely hate the use of the fire. I mean, if there was a wrong way to use it, he found every time. If there was 99 ways to use the fire and one bad way, he found the bad way in every situation. So they're probably more frustrated at his ignorance, and But when I look at the story, I blame the villagers.
Mm.
Um, but yeah,
Wait, you blame the villagers?
oh, most definitely
What they
because
do?
they know how to use the fire, and so
Oh, I
rather than
see.
getting it wrong and allowing them to keep getting it wrong and teaching them how to use it right, there was no responsibility on them to teach. I mean, obviously the kid has had bad teachers and
Right.
bad environments, or what, or this is brand new to him and he has no idea how to use it. I used to have a player in basketball. He would get on everybody and yell at everybody. So he was willing to talk and yell at everybody, but he wasn't willing to lead. So I was like, look, I love that you're willing to talk, but it's my job to teach you how to be a leader. And
Right.
as he got better at that, he became everybody's favorite player because he's willing to have tough conversations. He just had to learn how to do them in the right way. And this fire is no different.
Dang. Okay. Nah, actually, that's a unique way to see it. Like, this story has the most perspective differences. Because, on one level, like, this is a village that I assume doesn't have fire. Like that's actually what I thought when I was writing it. So they would be like cavemen getting introduced to this thing, and the kid is just another caveman that just found fire for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that side of it where they're as ignorant as he is, and he just wasn't taught well. So that's an issue. Then there's the idea of, yeah, did he run off too fast and the teacher really did want to help him and the kid was too fast? Or
Mm-hmm.
there's so many ways to think about it, but the moral of the story is yes, as far as fire goes, from our perspective, we know it's a good thing unless it's handled poorly and then it becomes a bad thing. Yeah, I definitely agree though. Like, depending on how much different people know, that starts to determine who we're actually upset with in this scenario.
Exactly. And getting the full scope and story and background. I mean, I know there's all that considered, but just with the information that we have, I feel like those people knew how to use the fire, which is why they were upset. And so I just feel like everybody has to, just assume everything is their fault. Like, man, you know what? I mean, except for the first guy, I give him a pass. But obviously, the other people were watching the other people, and they were like, "Oh, young man, we can't be over here setting
Right.
people on fire."
Right.
And so nobody seemed to do that. They just kind of let him keep using it, irresponsibly. And at some point, that's on you, you know?
Yeah, no, I definitely thought that was the. It's one of those things where what fear looks like when you're dealing with something new or something you're afraid of. Because if anything, for sure, I can definitely say the third guy, like throwing a rock instead of just saying no, thank you, or what exactly do you plan to do? Like, there's a couple of steps between 0 and 100 that weren't taken. And so yeah, it's like the fact that, yeah, like the village basically misses out on a really good asset, which is fire,
Yeah.
because they couldn't handle how it was presented to them. But there's also a responsibility in the other direction. I don't know if you know this. Maybe both of us know it because we're from Texas. But like, have you heard of like basically rattlesnakes, like baby rattlesnakes? Like they're
No.
so baby rattlesnakes are like significantly more dangerous to come in contact with because if you get an adult rattlesnake, it's going to bite you with the amount of venom it takes to neutralize whatever it wants. A baby doesn't know how to regulate its venom yet, so you are getting all of it. Even though that's not as much as an adult has, it's 100% of what the baby has, and that's still
Right.
way more. And so I think something really similar happens in newly grown people. Like that can be faith, that can be school, that can be
Mm,
anything. But it's like when you're new to a topic, you only have your highest gear that you can do
mhm.
something in. And so, yeah, the kid, it's like, oh, without realizing that the first guy needed warmth, not burns,
Right.
he harmed them. And it's like, oh, light does shine. And it's like, but it also destroys things if the fire is on the house. So we probably shouldn't put it there. Um, and honestly, I don't even know how he could have ruined the last one unless he just burned the meat, I guess. But like that actually probably would have went well. But yeah, it's that idea of learning how to regulate
Right.
gift
I
rather than just throw it out there.
Yeah, and now one, I'm not judging the people. I'm just stating facts of what I see. Like, would I be throwing a rock at them? Maybe it's a possibility, but I'm not saying it's right. And you get so annoyed. But the thing is like, like obedience is better. It's better to learn from somebody and somebody say, hey, don't. I mean, it's better for somebody to say, hey, don't touch the stove. It's hot, and then you're obedient enough not to touch it. But if you don't have anybody that's giving you a teaching, then there's nothing to be obedient to. You're just using it and your trial and errors figuring it out. So that kid is pretty much going to realize that these things are bad. It just takes longer. That's why you blame the teaching or the lack of teaching or information that was given to him.
Yeah.
Why this happened.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a sense of, on one level, you can be mad at the kid. And I think everyone can kind of relate with the feeling of, man, if I could redo that, or if someone had taught me how to do that, like I would have played those younger years different.
Yeah.
Um, and I think everyone can equally relate with being a villager who's been wounded by someone who, like, was fresh off the press when it comes to whatever they had. And so,
But
yeah.
don't you think that pain of, man, I wish I had known this when I was younger. I would, don't you think whatever it was, you could relate that to, let me go help this young buck. But
Mhm.
like in my head, if I struggle with the use of water and I used it wrong when I was young, and I wish I had more information on how to utilize water. When I see somebody with fire, it makes me want to say, "Hey, let me make sure he doesn't go down the same road I went down." Like there, I still feel like the person who has the information controls the situation,
Mhm.
and so it always every analogy I think of always goes back to the people with the information, which is the villagers.
Yeah. Yeah, nah, I definitely think yeah, I agree for sure. The more mature person always has a responsibility in a situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's one of those things where yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't have a clean answer, especially for the first guy since he got I don't think he saw that one coming. So
Right.
that was just unfortunate. But yeah, especially if you don't understand something. So maybe I should say it that way. Let me flip this a little bit. What do you think about, let's say, this was a brand new concept. So this kid is bringing this new type of whatever, and it's actually like catching stuff on fire. It's burning the village. It's doing real damage. And the villagers have no idea what this thing is. They know the kid.
Mhm.
They don't know the fire. They don't have a concept. Do you feel like there's a right way to handle information as it does damage? Because fire does have real consequences.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but I mean, now that takes a wise person because now you have to start thinking about intent, and intent does matter. So, like, what was he intending to do? Was he trying to burn down my house or burn
Right.
me? And even though a decision causes you pain, what was the intention? Because that means a lot in everything. So I just feel that's where things move to as you gain information, is you always got to consider that, and then you act based off of intent.
Hmm. Nah, I definitely agree with that. I think yeah, that's probably what's sitting at the bottom of this is intention versus action. Because man, me and Jay talk about this all the time, where uh, the idea there's like two things when you're trying to qualify a friend. There's
Hmm.
character, which just kind of needs to be intact, which is intention. They mean well by you, but then there's capability, and so it's one of those things where I'm just like, yeah, like if I needed to win a basketball game, it's like, oh, well, I know you're going to be a good team player and you know basketball, so I
Yeah.
want you on my team.
Right.
But if we got to go, um, I don't know, do archery together, or I don't know, go to war together or something, something that it's like, well, I still think you'll have my best interest, but capability is a whole different question. And
Right.
so it's like, yeah, if you can pick one, pick character. But once you get character down, there is still the idea that this kid did do real damage, not because his character was out. I think he seemed to be a very genuine person. I wrote him. but
Right.
but yeah, but I think in general, like yeah, there is still a level of like, man, the best of intentions without practical application do still become things other people have to deal with. So
And on the flip side of how you handle things is gonna also be something in this short that I would reflect on, and that's like, how do I deal with people that are trying new things? Like, obviously, he's the only kid that was willing to try these things and do these things, and like, what am I taking away when I throw a rock at him? Does he stop being innovative? Does he stop? So, what are you taking from the world based on how you reacted? And so that's another thing you don't want. So now imagine a world without fire
right.
because of how you reacted to a situation. That's why responding and not reacting is so important, because when you respond to situations, you can say, okay, man, I see what you're trying to do there, or I can feel the heat coming from that. So what do we do with this? And in this world, we need more people who can stop and think and not judge. What's the saying? Thinking is hard. That's why most people judge. Stop and think. What's going on? Why? Intent, character, blah blah. Respond.
Dude, see, I was gonna ask if you had any closing thoughts, but I'm not even gonna let you ruin your own speech. I think
Yeah.
that perfect. The
I appreciate
perfect
that.
close.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was the most passive insult I could ever give. So I'm not even gonna let you ruin your own wisdom. Nah, I'm playing. But now, do you actually have anything closing? Because I think I don't. I have no notes for that. That's a real statement.
No, no. I'm gonna just take advice and just apparently stop while I'm ahead, I guess. I didn't know I was ahead, but now
I
that I
didn't know
know,
I was
let
winning,
me
but
stop.
hey. Oh man. All right. Well, everybody, as always, you can find this book on wisdomshorts.com. It is significantly more expensive on Amazon, so do not advise doing that. The only reason it's priced like that is because Amazon takes a cut. So yeah, in order for a color book to actually be some kind of profit, uh, I had to boost the price on Amazon. But go through wisdomshorts.com, get a copy delivered to you, and shoot, yeah, subscribe so that you can stay a part of these conversations and watch as new books come out that keep conversations like this alive. So we will catch y'all in the next one. Let us know what your favorite part of this wisdom short is. And yeah, as always, hit the like, subscribe, and do all that YouTube stuff. I will see y'all in the next one.
All
Peace.
right, later.